The amazing Wonderbirds are sponsored by Wineswood Stories.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you!
Oh, please stop! Please stop!
Happy birthday to you!
Debbie, I'm so sorry. I tried to stop them. What are you drinking, darling? I hope it's gin.
No, in fact, it's water because I'm afraid I've had a sort of few nights before the birthday. It all starts, doesn't it? And
yes, you celebrate before and after.
Before and after, and so even though it's 4:30 in the afternoon, I still feel kind of hungover from the day before. So
lovely.
Is that awful? I've got loads of presents to open, which I still haven't opened yet. I've been so busy this morning. Having said that, thank you, Wonderbirds, for my beautiful cake. Here is a picture of it.
I know.
Fabulous.
The most perfect cake for you, absolutely,
yeah,
in the whole world.
It is.
Yes, but
Spot
I said
on.
to Dee, it's such a shame that it's chocolate inside and not La Prairie cream.
Yeah.
Which you could almost eat.
Yeah, which I could have eaten, which would have been gorgeous. But thank you so much, Grails, and thank you. And I'm glad you had a lovely birthday as well, Harriet. We've been very spoiled, haven't we, really?
Very
Us
lucky,
Geminis.
darling.
We Geminis love birthdays. They're very into birthdays, so birthdays last forever.
Yes.
So,
dedicating the day, the week, the months to eating and drinking. It's only fair.
Excellent.
Exactly. It's lovely. It's lovely. Dee stayed with me last night, which is brilliant. It was lovely, and we are so excited to talk about our show. If you haven't booked tickets yet to see us at the Duchess, please do that because it's going to be the most amazing evening. I can't wait. It's going to be fab.
It is.
28th of June. 28th.
Yes, dear.
And how do people book, Debbie?
They book, but either go to the Amazing Wonderbirds website or go to NIMAX Theatres. But there will be a link on the show anyway. We'll put a link up.
Yes.
So, but please do that. There are still a few tickets left, not very many, but we would love to see you. And it's going to be so exciting. And I've heard, listen, don't tell anybody and don't tell the girls. Okay, I've heard the goodie bags are incredible.
Yes.
Sherry, I hope we get one, dear.
Well, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I shall steal one.
Yes.
I can't wait.
It's going
to be totally fab. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we're all very frightened, but there again, we would be.
No, you're very frightened. We can't wait to be there, darling.
We're excited.
Do you know, actually, this is a very, very technical question, but have any of you worked at the Duchess? Do you know if there's a rake on the stage?
Oh, no.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a rake.
Because for those
there's not a wheelbarrow, there's not a brush, there's not a rake, there's not a hoe.
When I first heard that expression, I actually went around looking for a rake. And a rake means when the stage is on an angle. And some stages, don't they? Some stages, it's like completely walking on a tightrope. It's very bizarre.
It's bizarre. And I was
on a slide
on a tour, and the tour had a rake in the set. And then we went onto a rake stage. Everyone came on the stage and literally slipped over because it was on a hill.
And do you know why, girls, that they had rakes on stages?
Why?
Yes.
I don't know.
Because so you could be seen at the back, dear. Because if you're in a line and you're flat, then you can't see the people at the back. If you tilt the stage, everyone gets seen.
Right.
I thought it was because they didn't have any money and they had to.
No, darling. And Sherry wouldn't know about a rake because she always stands at the front, so she wouldn't have any concept of anyone at the back.
She thought it was for the garden. Yeah.
No, darling. Oh dear. Time to trim your bush again, I think, Dee.
I agree. That's what it is.
She's so disgusting. She is so disgusting. Anyway, thank you for my lovely, lovely birthday times and gifts and everything. And yes, I have a birthday present. Actually, our guest is my birthday present.
Yes.
He's coming all wrapped up just for me.
Are you going to unwrap him, darling?
I'm going to unwrap him.
Jeez, Louise.
Darren Day.
Hello, darling.
Darren Day. Hi, Darren.
Hello. Hello, girls.
I honestly, they asked me who I wanted for my birthday, and I said it was you.
Oh my God! Like I have not been a birthday present for a lot of years. Trust me.
I don't believe that.
I want to dream for a bit because it's my birthday. I mean, what would we do? Where would we go? Are you, by the way, are you with somebody at the moment?
Yeah.
So that's awkward.
Anyway,
so can we move on, please? Okay, moving on.
Deb,
Yeah.
I'll blow your candles out for you if you want.
Steady. It's too
I mean,
early in the day
heard
for that.
People blowing
She's never had that
candles out.
offer for years.
Oh, dear.
But Darren, welcome to Wonderbirds. I was just saying to the girls before, I've known you for ages and ages, but I couldn't remember where we first met, and it was a million years ago, wasn't it, that we met?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would think we're talking, well, we're over 20, wouldn't you think, Deb?
Yeah. We kind of all know these people. And when you first started in the business, you were very clean cut, weren't you? Very much like, why did Cliff, it was Summer Holiday, wasn't it, that you really came so prominent in?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of my career, I think the two things that put me in that kind of genre and gave me that label was when I took Joseph over, I was called the new Jason Donovan. And then 3 years later, when I took Summer Holiday onto the stage, I was called the new Cliff, or the Cliff of the 90s, they called me. I remember a headline, you know, where actually it said, he's mad, he's bad, Cliff Richard is his dad. And so, but it was the front page of Smash Hits, my first front page of Smash Hits, and that's what it said. But from then on, I'd get people stopping me in the street saying, is Cliff Richard really your dad? I went, no, not really my dad. But, and I think that's why, that's a really tough kind of label to live up to, that kind of. I remember there was a teen magazine, I think it was called Just 17, and they did a poll in about 1996 as to who the British public thought was the ultimate lad of Britain and who they thought was the ultimate boy next door. And I came, and then when the winners were announced, they did a double page spread with the boy next door on the left and the ultimate lad on the right. So I was on the left as the ultimate boy next door, and Liam Gallagher was on the left as the ultimate lad. And I see now, I think, well, I should have been really happy with that, you know. But I remember that day looking and thinking, I want to be on the right-hand side. I want to be the rock and roller, you know. And that was, I think, my problem.
So you made sure that people find out that you weren't really like that, didn't you?
Yeah, but it kind of spiraled out of, it was only supposed to be a little bit of rebellion. And I think the thing was you know, I was from a tough council estate. I'm an Essex boy. And I kind of, I wanted to be rock and roll, but I kind of went down a road that was not rock and roll. But inside of me, I was, and I still am, but now I feel like it's quite radical and contemporary to be in recovery, you know.
Which leads me on to my question, darling, which is that you've had a very colourful, multifaceted, multi-layered career and personal journey. And we had the most divine time working together about 18 months ago with lots of laughs and fun in Maine. But I wanted to know, was there a sort of pivotal moment for you when things were spiraling, as you said, out of control, that you were able to know you had a choice and took the reins and made those changes for yourself? Because a lot of people don't have the ability to do that. And you did. What was that moment?
Well, here's the thing. There were so many of them, because if I tell you that I'm 1 year, 29 days straight and sober today. 1 year, 20, I was on the 30th.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I had a massive relapse at the beginning of lockdown last year.
Right.
I was 4 days away from starting rehearsals for a tour of Footloose, and everything kicked off. And you know, ladies, what it's been like for us all. I had to, after 15 years of having my own company, I had to liquidate it, and you know, things have been tough for us all. And I relapsed quite spectacularly badly, and.
But you knew where to go, and you knew there was an answer.
I
again,
did know,
even if you relapsed.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, I've had enough experience over it. You know, I was in the Priory, but I was going to say, if I tell you that my first Priory, my first rehab was 2001, and I'm only 1 year, 29 days sober, that shows that just
roller coaster.
I've been trying to get sober for 20 years, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a roller coaster, but you know you can, and what's amazing is you have the days you've got under your belt, and today is an important day. You can still do it, and that's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, I really believe lockdown saved me, you know, because Robbie Williams and I became really good pals just after I did Big Brother. He's become one of my closest mates. And his support to me in my recovery is just, I can't even explain to you how much he's helped me. And I've done 2 months in South Africa in rehab. I've done therapy. I've done a lot. And suddenly last May, because I had some time suddenly at home where I wasn't working, I concentrated on me, and Rob put me with his team in London. I was diagnosed with bipolar, which I knew. I've been treated with depression for years. So I was diagnosed with bipolar, and I was diagnosed with a thing called BPD, which stands for borderline personality disorder. And so through Rob's people, I was put on the right medication, had the right therapy, and all at the same time, I got straight and sober. And I know it sounds a bit, I don't know, schmaltzy or you know, Mills and Booney or whatever, but I'm in such a good place. My life has just transformed in the last year. I've got an incredible partner, Sophie, who was one of the normal people. She could go out and have a drink with her mates twice a month and not think about it again, but she hasn't had a drink from the same day I haven't, because she said it's going to be easier for you if I'm sober. It'll be easier for you if there's no drink in the house. So I have this wonderful partner. My children are everything to me. And the way they look at me now compared to how they have looked at me in the past, now they can see Dad's emotionally present, is incredible. So my personal life, suddenly, the fact that I am on the right medication, I feel like the best I've felt in so many years. I have this wonderful family around. The only thing that was missing was the career. And then suddenly, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got offered 2 6-month shows back to back. And I thought, God, I haven't gone from one big tour to another since 2003. It has been a real kind of struggle to get back, and it's taken this long. But so, do you know what? I feel really lucky. I feel blessed. I feel really lucky. Sometimes when I hear people go, I feel really blessed, I go, oh, you know. But I do. I really do. And life's good. Life's good again. I want to live. I want to get up in the morning. I want to see the sunshine. You know.
And you know something else, Darren, is that I've been through some very bad times, and sometimes I go under, so I'll put it that way, and I feel sorry for myself, and you know, and all that nonsense. And my mother always used to say to me, Sherry, regrets are futile. There's no point in regrets. It happened. Get over it and get on with it, and get your ass off that settee and go and live your life. Regrets are pointless, and it's something I have learned the hard way, but it is true, isn't it?
It is really true. And my therapist, when I relapsed last year, and I was on the phone to him, I'm crying. I've been on a 6-day bender. And he said to me this thing that stuck with me. He said, remember this feeling. It's what you do now that counts. Yeah. You know, what you do after this that counts. And that really stuck with me. And even as I'm saying it, I sort of go goosebumps, because there are little things, and we all learn, don't we, Sherry? You know what I mean? It's been
hopefully.
Well, yeah, but it's like, it's one thing if someone says something to you, you can take that. But I think for me, the things that I've picked up with people in their sobriety and their recovery, I'm using now. All the tools they taught me in rehab when I was locked up in South Africa, when I was going, oh, I'll go away, you know, go out on a walk with everyone. No, I don't want to go on a walk with everyone, you know. Yeah. Now I understand it all, and all the little messages that we used to pick up in our serenity prayer in the morning, you know, nothing changes if nothing changes. I used to sit there and go, now I get it. But I think, but I get it because I want to get it. Back then, they kept saying to me, you haven't landed yet. So many therapists and counselors, you haven't landed. And I'm like, I've landed. Trust me, I hadn't known.
I'm talking about Robbie Williams. There's always a saying I say from Take That, you can look back, but don't stare. And I always remember it because when I first met him, I was doing The Promise. On all the Loose Women girls were singing The Promise, and he was there, and he said he called us nanas allowed, and I said, and I went, oh God, I said, oh shit, Robbie, we've got to go on. I have to take that. He went, look back, but don't stare, Sherry. Just remember that. I've never forgotten that.
That's brilliant.
It's so true, isn't it?
That's brilliant.
But those little pearls of wisdom, I think, you know, that when you hit a point in life where you can carry those out, and they become inspiring to you, then that's kind of where I'm at now. But I think we all have, you know, when people have said to me for years, oh, everything happens for a reason, and this door closes because another one's going to open. And I've always been a bit skeptical about it, but I feel like all the down, you know, I remember going out on a bender after I was playing Danny Zuko in Greece at the Cambridge Theatre, and I went out on a bender after the show Saturday night, and everything else was oblivion until I woke up, propped up outside of the Cambridge Theatre with my name in pink neon and all the pictures of me as Danny Zuko around me. And I woke up to this chinging sound. And as I opened my eyes, people were throwing coins at me because they thought I was homeless. No one recognized me. And that was about 11, 12 o'clock, say, on Monday morning to afternoon. And I cannot tell you how many of those I've had. I've had thousands. And now, at the time, I thought, well, if this isn't a wake-up call, I don't know what is. But then it wasn't.
Yeah.
But now I think about all those wake-up calls and I put them all together, and that's what kind of keeps me strong, you know.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you my wake-up call. Yeah, I remember being in my house, and I was at the top of my stairs.
Yeah.
And I was very unhappy, and I'd been drinking that day. And the next thing I knew, I was at the bottom of my stairs, standing upright. And to this day, I don't know how I got from the top to the bottom. And I was literally standing upright. And I thought, oh my God, that moment in your brain had gone. And it's when you lose your memory, isn't it?
Oh, babes, once the blackouts, you know, I'd heard about them, and, you know, before the blackouts are the scary ones. And that memory of that blackout, I don't know about you, Sherry, babes, but for me, they don't come back ever. And so you think, what could I have done?
Yeah.
What could I? Yeah. What could you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you lose your life. Yeah. You lose part of your life.
It's very serious.
Yeah.
We have a lot in common, you and I, because I've also been engaged in my life about 4 or 5 times, I think, and I sold all the rings one by one. Now you've been engaged more, I feel.
Well, you know that the engagement thing is a source of constant amusement to me, because I'm this. Well, look, I'm 5. Okay, yeah. I'm 5, but how many times have I ever read that I'm 9 or 10?
Yes.
Times engaged. The newspapers used to call me Lord of the Rings. You know. Do you remember Ratners? Do you remember the jewelers?
Yes.
Ratners?
Yeah.
My headlines used to be Darren Day sponsored by Ratners. But there is one thing that I would love.
Sponsor you.
I'd love to just lay this goes to rest, because it was printed a couple of weeks ago. The one thing, I can laugh at all that. The one thing I hate reading is that I proposed to Tracy Shaw with the engagement ring I'd bought for Anna Friel. That's what I read constantly. It was in the press a couple of weeks ago. And I swear on my children's lives, Anna and I were never going to get engaged. We were together for 2.5 years. I never proposed. I was never going to propose. Anna and I finished our relationship in March 1997. I proposed to Tracy in February 1998 with a ring I bought 3 days before. And it really bugs me, because when I read it, I think if I was one of the public reading that, I think, what an absolute...
oh my God, that's amazing.
So that's not, but and I do wonder where these things come from. And there's been some hilarious headlines about me over the years. I remember when I was with Anna, I released Bachelor Boy to promote Summer Holiday, and the newspaper said, Darren is fueling rumours that he and Anna Friel are about to split up by releasing Bachelor Boy. I'm like,
where did that come from?
Jesus,
Oh, that's very funny.
Oh God, Darren.
But Sherry,
Darren,
you could have
I
made
have
a
to
necklace
say-
of yours, darling. You could have
I
made a
could
whole
have made
necklace
a
of yours.
necklace. Yes, I could have made
Yeah.
a necklace. I do
Hey, what
remember
were you
though.
saying?
One of the engagements,
Pendant.
Darren, was to
Yeah.
Bob Lindsay, and I did use
Was it?
Bob Lindsay. I was engaged to him, and I had his engagement ring, and he buggered off, and so I used his engagement ring to get engaged to somebody else. So
Did you?
I did do that.
Amazing.
Yeah, but then I sold it because I thought, no, it's worth more money, really. But
No, you've been engaged to Bob Lindsay, babe.
yeah, we were going to get married, actually, but he's the reason I've got a walnut allergy. But that's another story.
Yes, we don't want to hear
That's
that.
a whole other show, darling. That is a whole
Completely,
other
a late night one.
My God.
Yeah. Dee, please come in.
Darling,
I will
Darren.
never be able to hear the word walnut without thinking of you, babe.
At least we
Amazing.
don't have that when we're thinking of you, Darren. Anyway, that's another story. Exactly.
Dee, I'm begging you now.
Darren, yes, darling. I mean,
Sorry,
you
babe,
say about
sorry.
a colourful life, darling, but I so enjoyed you in Celebrity Big Brother. What was it like being there?
It was a real experience, actually, for me. I remember sitting. There's this little meme that they keep playing online on the net, and I'm sitting around a table and I go, "It's just been a real experience." And Gemma Collins is sat opposite me, and she goes, "But has it?" You know, but for me it was, and I think
She didn't
one
stay
of the
very
things,
long.
you know, do you know what it was for me was going back to, you know, I had some dreadful headlines. There were days when I did not want to go out because of headlines about me, the love rat, the heartbreaker, the you know, party guy. Well, and the only reason I did Big Brother was because I was straight and sober for 4.5 years at that point. And let's just say when I did The Jungle, the first series of Celebrity Get Me Out of Here, I wasn't straight. I was not straight in that jungle.
Okay.
And it absolutely haunted me, and still does, that I was on national television not straight for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so when I was up for Big Brother, the reason I did it was because I thought, if I could just I know you can't make people like you, but all I wanted was the chance for people to make an opinion of me now, and not then. Because I look back on that guy now and I cringe really at the things I did and everything. And so for me, it was like an incredible experience, because I came in the top 3, and I can honestly swear to you, I thought I'd be first out, because I didn't. And when I came out and there were the cheers, and I realised that, well, I know it. To be honest with you, I realised some people like me, and that was a massive deal for me, because before that, I used to walk into a room assuming people didn't like me.
Oh.
You know? So for me, it was a very happy experience. That 31 days, it feels like a 6-month prison sentence.
I know. I did it, Darren, and I had to sleep next to Snoop Dogg.
Oh my God.
Yes, that was very difficult, because I can't tell you. But anyway, so Go on,
what? Sorry.
So what did you say?
No, I said, try having Tiffany Pollard one side and John Partridge the other.
Oh
Honestly,
my God.
I was a Tiffany and John sandwich. It was awful.
Oh my God.
I won't tell you what either one of them got up to in the night. I couldn't.
So, darling, now you're feeling so great, and it's so wonderful to see that and to hear that experience. Incredible. And you're looking gorgeous, by the way.
Am I?
Yeah.
You do look fabulous, Darren.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Do I?
Debbie did warn me. Debbie did warn me that you might, actually, on her birthday. But anyway, no, I have to tell you that. So
Thanks,
tell me
what?
Pardon?
You might what? What is she alluding to? I don't know, Dee.
Come on, Dee, say it.
Well, okay,
as
head girl, I'm going to stop now. Dee, get on with your question, please, dear.
So, darling, yes, all right.
That was good, head girl.
All right, darling. So, what next, darling? What next?
Okay, well, it's funny because I thought about this next job just now, and paid me that compliment, because I've never been, I've never liked how I look. When I was younger and I had that kind of pretty boy look, I always wanted to be rugged. That's what I wanted to be. It's just not, so, but when I did the artwork for this show I'm about to do a couple of weeks ago, when they sent me the poster last week, I replied to the production officer and said, I look well past my sell-by date. That was my expression. So what you've just said this morning, I really appreciate. This is a role I've wanted to play for years and years. And I'm going to be playing Billy Flynn in Chicago.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
So I am really, do you know, I can honestly, genuinely say that I haven't been this excited about a role since Joseph at the Palladium, where it all began.
Wow.
Honestly, I can really say that. And what's so important to me is because, when I was in London in 1999 with Grease, that gig, I was only on stage for 3 months of the 6 months because I was off my face, and people would be shaking me trying to get me on stage, and I couldn't get on stage. And my nickname in the West End became Darren every other day. Now, I can sort of look back on that and laugh now, but because of that, it's like the fact that I know it's taken me a long time, but the fact that big producers, big casting people, creative teams are trusting me with these big gigs again, it makes the fight all worthwhile. And talking about, going through the things that we go through and making those colour who we are now, that I feel like I've got a second chance, and I'm going to be that, and I am going to be down every day,
every day.
You will be brilliant,
especially because you're so excited about it. You know what I mean? And you're loving it so much already. This is going to be amazing.
Darren, you said you had two jobs. What's the other one?
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say, but
then don't let us
well, I'll tell you what I could do. I could just do a little teaser on it. I mentioned it earlier in the show that I was going to be doing it last year.
So our keen viewers will have to go back and have a look and
watch it again.
Darren,
it was just a sneaky way of getting them to watch it twice, this whole interview.
Yeah, exactly.
Great way.
Will you please, I know we've got to wrap up, but would you please sing me happy birthday, please?
Completely. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how wonderful it is, because the girls sang earlier and I couldn't get them to stop, and it was a nightmare. And my eardrums haven't recovered. Now they have. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Darren.
Thank you, Darren.
Ladies, lovely to see you all.
Thank you, and you. Bye.
What an inspiration, what a journey, and how amazing to be that honest and clear and amazing. His children are everything. He's now got a lovely partner who supports him, and it's so moving to have that journey and be that honest. Yeah.
I've got to go now because it's my birthday.
Yeah, okay.
You've got cake to eat and champagne to drink.
I've got things to do, cake to eat.
Yes.
Champagne to drink.
Bye. See you on Wednesday with Judy Buxton and Jeff Holland. Bye. Tomorrow at 4:30, don't forget to watch
The Case of the Dead Agent.
Ooh.
And if you don't, we'll hunt you down.
Yes. Will the Wonderbirds crack it, Sherry, do you think?
I'm not telling anybody anything.
Oh,
no dear. Crack what? I'm sorry. Moving on.
The Amazing Wonderbirds are sponsored by Wines with Stories.